am so happy you clicked on the link to see this video. I am going to be walking you through 5 things that coding will teach your kids. These are values and results I have seen in my own life and in the lives of many people around me. They are not just based on hearsays. We have research supporting this point. And I'm very sure if your kids can pick up coding, these are results and values they will carry for the rest of their lives. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Stop for Tech Newbies. I am Precious Kolawole, a dev degree intern at Shopify in a back-end engineering placement, which is currently wrapping up, and I'll be moving into applied machine learning engineering in January 2025. I am also a 4th-year computer science student at Carleton University, although I am leaning towards the artificial intelligence and machine learning stream. However, I am in the industrial application stream, which is working alongside with the dev degree program. Another thing, I'm an undergraduate research assistant in one of the research labs at Carleton University, where I get to do a lot of research stuff. However, this channel, One Stop for Tech Newbies, is where we talk a lot about scholarships. I have been opportune to get a lot of scholarships in the past, and I try to teach people how to get more scholarships for themselves within and outside of Africa. Also, we get to bring a lot of people on board from different places in the world. They talk about their passion, their contributions, the things they've done, and how they've identified purpose and made remarkable changes in the field of tech. Apart from that, we also talk about tech interviews, how you can get your next tech job, how you can accelerate. Let's go into the purpose of this video right now, where we get to talk about 5 things learning to code will teach your kids. Let's do it. Let's start on a very light note. Coding will teach your kids basic computer skills. You are probably thinking, since it's basic, why do they have to learn it at the age of 4 or 5 or 6? But let me give you examples. Clicking, right-clicking, double-clicking, opening a Gmail account, writing essays using Microsoft Word, CorelDRAW, editing, using Canva, all those basic stuffs. Turn on a computer, turn off a computer. Those basic things. Picking up coding will teach them all of those things at a very, very early stage. Let me use my story as an example. I did not start using a phone that could connect to a proper internet until I was like 14, 15, secondary school. And I did not use a proper laptop until I was like 17, 18, thereabout. So I had to learn a lot of things from my brother, or go to the cyber cafe, running around, not knowing what to do unless I consult somebody. But picking up coding will teach them these computer skills. They'll be able to navigate anything without your input if you can teach them very early. And this is even the step for them to understand if this is a career path they want to pursue. Number 2 is very, very important, and this is what I would call logic. Learning to code will teach your kids logic. Let me describe coding itself to you. You know, when we say coding, it means we are instructing a computer. We are telling a computer to do something by giving it instructions, by giving it guidelines, which has to be step by step. Otherwise, the computer will miss it. Step by step approach to accomplish a task. And if we are able to give it that step by step approach through those programming languages, then the computer will be able to execute the instruction and give us results. This step-by-step approach is what I call logic. Learning to code will help your kids develop the ability to set step-by-step instructions to achieve results. And what do I mean by this? Let me give you real-life examples. To achieve 4, 2 plus 2 must have been done in the background somewhere. To send out an email, you must have clicked on a button, type something out, give it a subject, add attachment if you want to send an attachment, and click the send button before the receiver will receive the message. Those are step-by-step things to follow. Learning to code will teach your kids this, which I will translate to the principle of cause and effect. learning cause and effect. That is, before a result can be seen, an action must have been done. We teach your kids how to navigate a lot of things in life. I will also go to pattern recognitions. As old as I am right now, I'm not that old, but at the same time, I'm kind of getting old. When I still see some patterns, I see two patterns, and I see myself struggling to know if this pattern is the same as this pattern. But kids' brain at that very young age, their brains are developing at a very fast rate. So learning coding, introducing pattern recognition will help them to have a very high cognitive ability to differentiate between objects, differentiate between patterns, differentiate between a lot of things. That's number 2. I will talk about puzzles, like solving puzzles. When I was young, I wasn't taught the concept of like playing video games, solving puzzles. The only games I played growing up would be all this deck of cards or snake and ladder. I'm sorry, those were the things I was able to learn while growing up. I was able to pick up, right? But I realized that majority of kids that grew up learning code, that grew up, video games are also another example. Kids growing up with coding skills, playing video games, they have the ability to solve any kind of puzzles. Give them problems, they can easily come up with answers because their brains have been developed to easily tackle problems like that. This is just telling us the impact of coding in the cognitive ability of your children. Now tell me that's not important. We've talked about basic computer skills. Number 2 was logic, which I deemed very important and powerful. Let's go to the third one. I will call this third one perseverance. Coding will teach your kids perseverance. If you've been opportuned to talk to developers or programmers rather, I believe one major story they've told you is how difficult it is to write code, the difficulties they've encountered. Sometimes they have a lot of bugs to fix, and all those funny stories, right? This is what I call perseverance. When we write code, we go through a lot of trials and errors. We do a lot of experiments. We see what we fail. We see what we not fail, which we can move forward with. We have a lot of bugs if we happen to miss a semicolon, or we don't end our Python function with the end statement. We have a lot of issues like this, and sometimes you won't even know that's the basic thing you are missing in your code, which is causing you to bang your head on the wall for like an hour or even like 24 hours. We encountered this in this tech space, and if kids can face this thing very on in life, it gives a deposition, like it leaves a deposition of perseverance spirit in them. Life itself requires you to encounter a lot of issues, right? A lot of things that will want you to go back and re-strategize before you go back again and redo things. We face a lot of difficulties daily, but imagine if your kids can develop that skills by just learning to code. That means life challenges, life problems will mean nothing to them for real. So number 3 is perseverance. Let's go to the fourth one. Number 4, attention to details. I believe learning to code itself makes you more attentive. It makes you more patient. Yes, you have to be patient. Running a machine learning algorithm sometimes can take hours before you can see the result. And you see the results and it's not looking like the results you want to see. So you have to go back, run it again for hours. After running it, you go back, it's still not the result you want. Then you go back again and redo it. That's patience. Mindfulness, it for real, jokes apart, you need that attention to details. And picking up coding will kind of just help you to be more attentive, to be more like peculiarities in information, in details. Because in the tech space, smallest of details matter. they all matter. Everything matters, right? If you miss a particular information, it will probably cost you hours for you to recover from it, right? So learning how to code makes you more attentive. It makes you very patient. It makes you more mindful. And in your appearance, this is the translation to real world now. In your appearance, in the way you do your things, that's modesty. I'm not gonna go that route, but you get what I mean. Attention to details. Thank you. Let's go to the fifth one. And in a more solemn atmosphere, let's talk about the fifth one. I will call this growth mindset. Growth mindset. Learning to code will teach you growth mindset. It will grow the way you think. It will grow the way your mind is shaped. It will grow the way you see the world and the way you interact with the world. Nobody wakes up one day with programming skills. We have all dedicated hours into learning how to code. We've dedicated years of our lives into learning this diligently. You can't wake up with a Django skill. You can't wake up with a Flask or backend engineering skill. No prophet can bless you with the skill of Django. No pastor can bless you with a machine learning engineering skill. We've devoted hours into learning. We've devoted hours into research. I will go deeper into the research aspects. What do I mean by that? We go around searching for information. We go around digging into articles, YouTube videos, to learn stuff, to gain context about a problem we are trying to solve. But trust me, in that process, you are learning more than coding. You are learning more than that programming language. Googling will introduce you to a different world. You go to Google, you are trying to see a solution to a problem, but it takes you into another problem, into another problem, into another problem, and your brain keeps finding answers. This whole loop alone changes your mind. It grows you exponentially. Trust me. And imagine picking this up at a very young age where neuroplasticity is still kind of functioning. You know, I gave a TED talk recently about something similar, and I found myself learning about the world of neuroplasticity, which means your brain can sometimes shift because you are learning new things, and it will grow to accommodate or to create new pathways, new neural pathways to accommodate the new things you are learning. Your brain is growing, is reshaping into some kind of forms because of the new information you are digesting. This is more than just transformation, or this is more than just a skill. It is a physical transformation. It's a mind transformation that changes you and makes you just to be hungry for growth. Coding does all of these things to you. I personally wish I had started way before. I started at 17, which is not too bad, but it will be a joy of mine to see a lot of young people diving into this field at a very young age. You know, your child does not necessarily have to be a programmer or be the next AI godfathers. They don't have to become such. In as much as your kid is interested in art, or your kid is interested in football or banking, whatever, name it, the space, I don't know, just name it. In as much as they're interested in anything, coding has a way to amplify whatever they are learning. It has a way to expose them to a different realm, which will differentiate your kids from other people who are just learning things in their domain. Because your kids are not just learning things in their domain, but they are learning things outside of their domains that will expose them to a different world. I want to believe this video has been impactful. If you need to share this with people, please share it with them. If you are a mother, I will probably create a set of resources to help children starting out in the tech space. But yeah, let me know if you want that. I can share a few communities as well that are really helping young people get started in the tech space. And you as a mother will probably want to learn coding so you can teach your kids. Those are sacrifices you have to make sometimes, but I won't tell you how to do your job. I'm happy this message is passed. Love you, and I will see you in my next video. I am Precious Kola Wale. Don't forget to subscribe. I beg you in the name of the Lord. Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. I love you so much.